Hello, everyone. My name is Laura, Villalobos, WiCyS Community Manager, and I would like to welcome you to this WiCyS webinar with Amazon um, on the topic on how to shape and make the best out of your WiCyS student and WiCyS industry journey. But before we start, I'd like to introduce you a little bit more about the WiCyS organization. We often go by our acronym WiCyS as in We Sisters because it's exactly what we are, a global cyber sisterhood. We are a 501c3 with over 8.1 members in 70 countries. WiCyS is a premier organization with a global reach dedicated to bringing together women in cyber. Our mission is to recruit, retain, and advance women in cybersecurity. All of our initiatives and programs are made possible by our supporting strategic partners. We have our professional affiliates, students, chapters, equity advocacy committee, mentor mentee program, the Job Board Plus, and so much more. You can view our training and programs and initiatives at our website at WiCyS.org to learn more about different ways to get involved beneath the WiCyS community. We all of our wonderful initiatives to our strategic partners, our tier one partners being Alchemine, Amazon, AT&T, Battelle, Bloomberg, Cornell Mellon, University Software Engineering Institute, Cisco, Ford, Fortinet, Google, Lockheed Martin, Microsoft, Optum, India National Labs, and Sentinel One. As a reminder, please make sure you ask questions throughout the webinar. You can put them in the chat and the presenter will answer them at the end. We have the experts here with you today and they look forward from hearing from you in the audience. And just a friendly reminder, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the WiCyS newsletter at WiCyS.org to stay up to date on any upcoming WiCyS events and trainings. And with us today, we have Amazon on the topic of how to shape and make the best out of your WiCyS student and WiCyS industry professional journey. And I have Rutu with you today, so have her kick it off.
Hi, everyone. First of all, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. Myself, Rutu Atalia. I am a security engineer too, working for AWS Security, and I welcome you all during today's webinar. I have Vaishnavi with me. She's going to co-present with me later part of the presentation, and we both are going to share our views and guidance on how you can shape and start your WiCyS journey as a WiCyS student, and then towards your professional career, how you can shape and start your journey as WiCyS professional, industry professional. So before I start the presentation, I would like to wish Happy Independence Day to my friends from India. It's an Independence Day for us. So wishing you all the same, and let's get started. I'm going to go through slides one by one so that I can walk you through my journey as a student, women in cybersecurity student, and my journey as a women in cybersecurity industry professional. So during today's webinar, I'm going to cover how I started my cybersecurity journey probably 7 to 8 years ago. Then I'm going to cover how you can join women in cybersecurity community as a student, what all benefits you can take out of WiCyS community as a student. And then I will shift gear a little bit towards WiCyS security journey as an industry professional, how you can design your own internal organizations WiCyS community, and then how you can make benefits out of the WiCyS community as an industry professional. I will also throughout the presentation share some tips and tricks on how you can get the most benefits out of both WiCyS as a student and WiCyS as an industry professional. And I'll also share these slides with all of you post presentation so that you can refer to these and use maybe it will be useful for all of you. At the end of the presentation, I'll also have my co-Amazonian Vaishnavi. She's going to share her similar journey, how she started her women in cybersecurity journey as a student and how she's shaping it now as an industry professional. So, and then we'll keep last 10 minutes if you guys have any questions for us to address them. Keep in mind, even if you miss some of the points during the presentation is going to be available to all of you post webinar as well. And you guys can reach out to us on LinkedIn and we'll be happy to, help you out, assist you out, provide a guidance after the webinar as well. So this is not just limited to the 60 minutes. It's also going to be ongoing. So let's start with a little bit insight on how I started my cybersecurity career. So my personal cyber journey started from me pursuing bachelor's in computer science back in India from 2009 to 2013, where I studied computer science subjects and focused on cybersecurity. I was a university gold medalist during that time. Post bachelor's, I pursued master's in computer science, which built a strong foundation from computer networks, operating system, design and analysis of algorithms, cryptography, and network security for me to take on. And during that master's, I pursued my internship with Reliance in India. During that internship and during that research internship, I focused and I pursued my research work on medical data security, how to protect, provide data integrity, authentication, and encryption while sharing medical data among group of doctors. So that was my first insight towards the cybersecurity. I had two guides there in the research center who walked me through how to understand ABCD of cybersecurity. And after that insight, I was full dive deep on cybersecurity, and I decided this is what I want to do in my life. So post masters, I started researching about how I can shape my cyber journey and cybersecurity career. So when I was in India at that point of time in 2015, I started researching for universities for various courses, certification on how I can pursue my cyber journey. And during that time, I was offered to work as a research associate and assistant professor job in my India's master's university. So I worked there, and simultaneously I prepared for entrance exams. I built a strong statement of purpose. I built a strong recommendation letters and my application to pursue further masters in cybersecurity in United States. I received a full scholarship and a graduate assistantship to pursue my master's in cybersecurity from University of Maryland College Park. That's where I started my core cyber journey within United States. This was back in 2018. So I pursued my master's, and during my master's, the second year of the master's, when students starts go for internships and co-op, I received an internship to work as a cybersecurity intern within Cisco, and that's where I pursued my internship for firewall security team from June to August 2020. Um, in 2020, right before COVID, I graduated, and then I was offered a full-time position as a security engineer one within AWS Security, AWS Corporate Security, where my role is an active incident responder who handles all the live global AWS security attacks from incident response, digital forensics, and malware analysis perspective. So I started my journey as an associate security engineer back in 2020. Learned a lot of stuff, dive deep into forensic, incident response, and core mechanisms of malware analysis, and I got promoted as a security engineer one in 2021. Um, that's how I started focusing on forensic side of the incident response journey, and that's how I started diving deep on how I can utilize my forensic skills in order to investigate the live security attacks. This year in April, I got promoted to security engineer 2 for AWS corporate security, same team. And since then, I have been honored to sort of handle all the live security attacks as an incident responder lead for my team. So this is how my journey so far, starting from bachelor's till security engineer 2 for AWS security. um, this picture reminds me and brings a lot of memory because this is when I started becoming part of women in cybersecurity community. WiCyS is something very dear to my heart. I take it very, very proud to you be called as a WiCyS member. I This was my first step when I got offered a WiCyS student scholarship to be part of WiCyS 2019 conference. So this is me. I have highlighted myself in a box in WiCyS 2019 group picture. This is the first step of me being part of WiCyS community as a student. I'm going to walk you how you can, start being part of WiCyS community as a student or as an industry professional in a way. So, how you can start your WiCyS student journey. If you are this specific slide is applicable for the students who are new to cybersecurity domain, who are currently pursuing their bachelor's or pursuing their master's, or who are in different parts of the world. This is applicable to anyone, any student who wants to start their women in cybersecurity community journey. So, step one is, for example, right now it's August. So step one for you after this webinar would be to start researching about women in cybersecurity 2024 student scholarships. So first step is to go through WiCyS website, identify when is the student scholarship applications are opening, and then start preparing a strong application. When you are preparing your application, the first step is to highlight your goal, why you want to be part of the VCs community, why you deserve this scholarship. Specify why do you want to attend the Women in Cybersecurity Community conference in 2024. What are your vision, what are your goals, what are your takeaways, and what you are planning to give to the community by attending the conference. Mention if you have submitted or if you are planning to submit any talks, poster presentations, webinar, lightning talks, whatever. That gives an insight to the selecting team that this student or this particular individual is not just passionate about cybersecurity, but she's taking steps towards the cybersecurity journey. Check VC's website for all those details. Obviously, they have done an awesome job in instructing you and instructing each and every participants on how you can submit your submissions. Reach out to your mentors to have them to review your application, because I'm pretty sure like in entire world so many women apply for these scholarships, and obviously scholarship numbers are very limited. So in order to make sure that you get a proper guidance, proper review, once your application is ready, once your SOP is ready, have your mentor review it and provide you any suggestions so that that can make your application even more stronger. Make sure to highlight your passion on cybersecurity, highlight your vision, highlight which specific field of cybersecurity you want to go ahead, and if you have any other suggestions or takeaways from the security conference. Once you have your application ready, make sure to submit it as soon as the registration begins. Do not wait till last day. Obviously each selection team has their different way of selecting scholarship student for the scholarship, but I would suggest to the early the better. So once you have your application ready, submit it online. Now, one way to get into VCS community, the best way is actually to attend VCS conference, which happens every year March. So I would suggest make the best out of VCS 2024 conference, and the first step is to apply for student scholarship. Now, once you get the scholarship, the first step you should do is send a thank you email to your sponsor who initiated this entire journey of VCs for you, and start a communication with them. This is the first step of for you into VCs professional network, also towards landing your first maybe internship or full-time job. Now, one very important thing, even if you don't get the scholarship, I would highly suggest this is worth spending for your first VCs conference. Put your money, it's not spending money, it's an investment towards your VCs career. So through this conference, you'll come across so many such VCs women who will not just help you to guide you through your journey, you'll be able to enhance your skill set, you'll be able to figure out what all things are going on in the cyber world, not just within one organization, but overall globally. So even if you don't make to the scholarship, make the best out of conference by registering for it and attending it in person or virtual, whichever way is appropriate for you. Once you have a registration done, be it through scholarship or without scholarship, prepare a list of workshops, lightning talks, session, whatever you want to attend. Having a plan ready in your mind is much, much better than randomly going into the conference and searching in the rooms where is happening what. So have a list of workshop, lightning talks, whichever helps you to enhance your skill set, whichever helps you to build your professional network, and then have that calendar ready. Now, you will be able to see who all are presenting during those workshops and sessions. So add those people on your LinkedIn professional network and send them a warm LinkedIn hello message to initiate your conversation. There are chances that obviously professionals are busy in their day-to-day life. You'll not get response right away, but they will make an effort to at least have a conversation. And then when you attend the conference, you can actually go in person, face to face, and make a contact that by referencing your previous communication. So that would be the step number 3. Now, in this slide, I'm going to cover how to make the best out of VCS conference as a VCS student. Now, those steps which I covered in previous slide were how to apply for scholarship, how you can be prepared during your presentation. Now, during this slide, I'm going to cover once you are in the VCS conference, what all things you should be doing to make the best out of a VCS conference. This slide is entirely for students. Now, step 1, like I mentioned earlier, plan and be prepared for your VCS conference agenda. Have the list handy, research about all those things in advance, have a background knowledge. If you're going for Mac forensics, do not go blank. There are tons of resources online, on YouTube channels, on blogs, on people's, conferences, details and other things. So have a little bit of, handy research. What is Mac forensics? And then when you attend the workshop, you can ask questions and you can dive deep more. So without going a blank mind, have your a little bit of homework ready before going to those workshops and things. Step two is make sure to attend VC's career fair and networking events. These two things are the best thing which help me to actually shape my entire professional network of women in cybersecurity. So make sure that you, first of all, make sure to meet the sponsor who has sponsored you a scholarship in person, whichever organization they belong to. Make sure to go to their booth and meet in person. That builds a professional network and that creates a very nice impression. Have your well prepared resume ready. Do not say that I will send you a resume later. No one is going to have time to review them later. So have your well prepared resume ready. Dress professionally, practice your pitch, speak with confidence, respect, and smile. Luckily, our entire women in cybersecurity community is so kind and humble enough to help you as much as they can. Have a positive and fruitful communication. Make sure that you add all those people into your LinkedIn network, have their work email or their business cards for future communication. Also, being a student, it's also, for example, I was a student of UMD. I was also connecting with Carnegie Mellon, um, USC and other universities for that matter, so that you can build your student network as well, because you learn a lot of stuff by hearing from other students on how they are expanding their network, how they are applying for different internships, how they are reaching out to hiring managers and recruiting teams. So definitely not just focus on professional, but also spare out some time to connect with the students of the VC's community, because you learn a lot of them from their experience and their networking. Utilize the resume review sessions very, very nicely. I still remember in 2019, I'm going to show a picture also of the person who reviewed my resume. But utilize this resume review sessions because they have professionals spending dedicated time one-on-one for reviewing your entire resume. There are chances that you might be having a lot of skill set, but you're not able to portray in your resume strongly, so that you're not able to get selected for internship or for full time. So make sure to utilize your resume review sessions, professional headshot, and post career fair meetups. Step three would be request one-on-one meetings through email or LinkedIn messages with this VC's industry professional post conference time, because that will be the first step to have a direct communication with them. Be a little bit patient with their responses and with their timeline and calendar, but definitely do not give up on building that one-on-one relationship. Have a very nice clarity on agenda, what you want to discuss with the professional, because people would love to see you as in prepared agenda when you are requesting a one-on-one for 30 minutes or for 15 minutes, rather than going like an open-ended message. So have those agenda items ready on what you want out of that and how the professional can help you from that one-on-one. So those are the important things which help me to make the best out of the VCS conference as a VC student. Last step, post VCS conference as a student, would be post your VCS conference action items. Send a thank you, hello, one-on-one LinkedIn messages to all the professionals who you met during the VCS. Post your VCS experience by tagging VCS, by tagging all the people who you met during the conference on your LinkedIn. This will give you even more visibility in your entire professional network, and people, recruiters, and your future manager will have a insight on your how what all things you learned during these conferences, how you are planning to take certifications and courses post conferences, how you are taking advantage of mentoring mentee opportunities, what all things you are planning to learn to enhance your skill set, which highly shows learn and be curious capabilities of your. So these things, post conference action items, are very important. If you leave it loose ended, you're not going to get benefit out of it. So definitely have that summarized LinkedIn post or whatever. Even share that with your department within the university. That way you can also make more contacts to your professors and through other expert sessions and things like that. Other than all these things, a very important thing is to make sure to enjoy each and every bit of your entire VCS conference, because this will be your first time entering into the cybersecurity world, meeting thousands of new women in the field, and shaping your entire VCS journey. So the whole aim of being part of VCS conference is to learn, grow, and share your knowledge with everyone. One very important thing is prepare your notes. obviously no one can remember everything whatever happened during those 3 days. So have your digital notes ready, be it through your laptop or be it your notepad or whatever. Have those notes ready so that after the conference you can go and recall all the things whatever you did, and then you can revisit those specific workshops or their material or whatever. So those things are very important. Prepare notes. These are the few pictures of my first Women in Cybersecurity 2019 as a student. If you see this fourth picture, she was my mentor who reviewed my resume. The third picture from in first row is the Cisco manager who provided me the scholarship to attend the VCS conference, and then other as just VCS memories. Now, after covering the part of me as a visa student, now I'm going to start talking about how am I, shaping my journey as a visas industry professional. So this is me in 2023, this year's VCS conference picture. That's me again in the group picture. And then I'm going to, this is, so we had a booth for AWS security at VCs, and we also had a meetup event at breakfast. So that the first picture is of me hosting and providing my expert session on AWS game day. These are some pictures of our booth. We have our entire awesome VCs team. I would love to say thanks to all of them, Val, Vaishnavi, Avery, all of them for being part of this awesome VCS conference. It was really lovely working with you all, and I'm very lucky to have you all for initiating this entire VCS chapter within Amazon and AWS security. So these are a few good memories of that time. Now, this specific slide is for the people who are industry professional, who are working for XYZ company and who wants to build their internal VCS community for their company. So these are few steps which I have been seeing since 2020 in last 3 years on how we have designed and developed our internal Amazon/AWS VCS internal community. So step one is the first step is to build or join your organization's internal VCS community group. For example, if you're working for Amazon, search if there is any internal VCS group within Amazon. Ask your leaders, ask your managers. If such group doesn't exist, take a lead on building that group. This is the step one for you, taking a leadership and identify and taking ownership of building this VCS internal community. So identify if your org has any internal community group. If not, then work with VCs to create an internal VCs community for your organization. Reach out to us, amazing VCs team. They would be more than happy to initiate the process and selection process, how and what all things you are supposed to do in order to create and build the community. Take a lead for building and adding and empowering other women in your organization within the security industry to join and participate in the community. Prepare a list of roles and responsibility, prepare a guideline, prepare a vision, mission of your internal community as part of your Women in Cybersecurity group. Step two, once you have your internal or community created or set up, then prepare a list of goals and roadmap on what all agenda items and what all things you want to target this year by collaborating with Women in Cybersecurity global community or industry professionals. Apply for call for participations during VCS conference. Have all the other fellow women within your organization prepare their submission, assist them to nurture their submissions. Apply for your org's career fair booth during the VCS conferences or during the VCS career fairs. We have VCS career fair tomorrow. So, go ahead and make a step to have a booth at the VCS career fair. That is the first step in order for you to open up in entire global community. Apply for VCS game days. Register for VCS Instagram takeover, put your name in, put your anyone in your organization person's name in for those takeovers, register for webinars, register for expert talks, and then connect with all the other VCS industry professional during the conference to expand your visibility. Ask questions to other people. For example, you guys can visit us at our AWS booth and we would be happy to, share our experience on what all things we are doing as part of our internal AWS and VCS community. So make the best out of all these agenda items and prepare a list of things what you want to do within the organization. Step three would be prepare for your next VCS conference as an VCS industry professional. Now, when you're attending a conference as an industry professional, things change. You sort of take a leadership role and you sort of assist and help people who are just beginning their career within the cybersecurity journey. So try to get your company's booth at WiCyS Career Fair session. Try to have your company's meetup session at the conference. Prepare a team who is going to be visiting and who is going to be part of WiCyS 2024 conference, for example, right away, which is coming in. Have a very nice blend of security engineers, TPMs, PMs, recruiting team members, etc., who can present your organization at the WiCyS conference. Arrive one day early to set up your booth and have a list of job openings ready, have a list of registration barcodes ready, assign duties to better manage your booth or better manage that event. Make sure not just to have or present your company at the WiCyS conference, but also make sure to attend these workshops, lightning talks, and sessions to learn and enhance your skill set as well, because learning never ends. So definitely prioritize and balance out both part of your industry professional journey. Now, once you are at the conference, you being a WiCyS industry professional, what all things you should be doing? Step one would be present your organization's internal WiCyS community group at conference proudly. Be available for networking engagement. Be available for help. If people are reaching out to you, if students are reaching out to you, if other industry professionals are reaching out to you, have an open mind to offer a helpful hand. Have your business card ready. Have your resume ready, just in case if you want to, talk with any expert over there or discuss your future goals over there. Dress professionally, smile, and be open for engaging with students and other professionals. Take a lead at career fair booths, present your team, present your role, help other students to start their journeys in your specific field of cybersecurity. For example, discussing incident response, how they can begin with free certification, how they can contact experts, how they can have one-on-one with you, and how you can help them. Go through your company's global public speaking guidelines to make sure that you follow rules, and not be aware of what and how to speak. Second thing is, while you present yourself, make sure to attend workshops and all these things to enhance your learning skills. So that's I already covered. And step three would be network with other WiCyS industry professional and build your network. WiCyS enlightening breakfast talks are the best talk. For example, this year when I went in 2024, we also had a session in the WiCyS breakfast talk, and that's when I could talk with all the other organizations, women who are excelling their career in cybersecurity. So I could understand what all things they're doing, what are technologies they are researching about right now, how the incident response is shaping within their company. So those sort of knowledgeable enlightening sessions happens during these networking events. So balance out your time as providing mentorship, being a mentee, and also for the networking. Three levels, balance out all those three things. Present the last step, as you being a WiCyS industry professional, is when you talk, try to have maybe a monthly or bi-monthly sync with WiCyS team. When I say WiCyS, is WiCyS community team member, to discuss what all things and what all roadmaps you have for your specific company. Have an agenda prepared before you meeting them, because they are a global community and they handle all different organizations. So in order for them to assist you more, have those expectations handy, have those agenda well defined, and then set up a sync with them. Be it for requesting a webinar, be it requesting for Instagram takeover, be it requesting your booth during WiCyS career fair. So have all those things ready. Create a LinkedIn page or internal Slack room or whatever media you have in order to coordinate among your internal WiCyS network. When I say internal WiCyS network, that means if you're working for XYZ company, if you have 5 other women who are part of Women in Cybersecurity, have a communication sync with them monthly or bi-weekly, depends on your calendar. Define more engagement opportunities, post conferences, learning sessions, workshop submissions, and live engagement with WiCyS. At the end, I would say there is no ending for learn and be curious. So even if you are a WiCyS industry professional, your learning journey never ends. So learn and learn and learn, and that's the only thing to grow in your career. This is not the end of the webinar. Obviously, we are going to take questions and Vaishnavi is going to cover soon, but here is my LinkedIn profile link. So after webinar, if you want to connect with me, I would be happy to, assist you or provide guidance wherever I can. I also am sharing my Instagram handle there. Last year I did presented AWS security for women in cybersecurity's global Instagram takeover, so I've posted a little link over there, so you can go ahead and search about what I do for my team, AWS corporate security. What are the different expectations when you apply for these, if there are any internship opportunities, how our onboarding program has been guided, and I have also introduced my entire team there, so feel free to take a look at the takeover. With that being said, I'm going to give handle to Vaishnavi. She is going to discuss how she shaped her VC's journey similarly from student to industry professional. So Vaishnavi, stage is yours.
Thank you, Ritu. Hope everyone can see me and hear me well. My name is Vaishnavi Sridhar, and I'm super happy and excited to be part of this webinar today, along with my fellow woman in cybersecurity, Ritu. She's been a huge inspiration for me through her impressive career accomplishments. And I currently work as a security engineer with Amazon Lab 126, where I perform penetration testing of Amazon's devices and services. But just to take a quick look at um, what my journey has been and how my journey began into tech. I started off with a bachelor's degree in electronics and communication engineering, I started working soon after that at Nokia Networks in a telecom manufacturing plant, where I spent time debugging printed circuit boards and critical components of a base station hardware. But very soon, I realized that I had an interest and inclination towards building software products and leveraging software to solve challenges. So I quickly moved to a software engineering role where I spent most of my time building web-based, mobile-based, and IoT applications. And while I was working while I was working in developing a web-based application at General Electric, that is when I closely collaborated with the enterprise level application security team, and I that sort of sparked my interest towards pursuing a career that is focused on cybersecurity. But so for those wondering how did I make this transition from being a software engineer to a security engineer, let me take you through my journey. Next slide, please. So this slide highlights my cybersecurity journey. And as you can see, WiCyS Women in Cybersecurity community has played a very integral part of my cybersecurity journey. And I still remember when I moved to the United States back in January 2021 to get my master's degree in cybersecurity. That was right in the middle of the pandemic. And I had this challenge of not being able to meet and network in person with other cyber enthusiasts and industry experts. So I joined WiCyS as a student member in February of 2021, and I greatly benefited from attending webinars like these, CTFs, and the conference, which I got to attend twice with the help of student scholarship that I received. So attending these events made me aware that there's a huge diversity gap in the cyber workforce, and there's more need for security professionals. And also, it helped me in upskilling myself to get a strong foothold in this competitive industry. I later got an opportunity to speak at the WiCyS Fireside Chat series in April of 2022, where I shared the stage with some excellent esteemed panelists and had a discussion around cybersecurity job market. And one key highlight of my journey has been that I got to intern at Amazon last summer, which I got through WiCyS. And with the help of wonderful mentors at Amazon, whom I had already met during the WiCyS conference, I was able to successfully complete my internship and convert it to a full-time security engineer role. And once I joined as a full-time Amazonian, I was able to join the AWS WiCyS Industry Affiliate Program. And one of the most fulfilling experiences for me has been to again go back to the WiCyS conference and give back to the community and engage with other students and aspiring cybersecurity enthusiasts. and answering questions and helping them get into this field. Next slide. So, in this slide, I've highlighted some of the resources, key resources, and initiatives that are offered by WiCyS that I personally leveraged and greatly benefited from, and I highly recommend it to all of you as well. Um, Especially for students who are trying to kickstart a career in cybersecurity. There are three tips that I'd like to share. Firstly, find your specific area of interest in security or the specific job role that you're interested in applying for. Because security as an area is very broad and it can be a daunting task to um, figure out where exactly you fit in and what is the right kind of role for you. So the key to finding this is by building awareness, by attending webinars, talks that happen at the conference, and also by networking through conferences and career fairs. One other cool initiative that's brought about by WiCyS is the WiCyS Instagram takeover that Rutu and few other colleagues of mine have been part of, where they share, the cybersecurity professionals share a part of their day-to-day work life, and you get to know more about the insights of what happens in their job role. And once you have decided the area that you want to focus on, find a mentor, because that's the key for you to grow. And the WiCyS mentor mentee programs are a great starting point for you to find a mentor. And I have greatly benefited from it. I've had mentors who have been helping me throughout my journey, right from the beginning of my master's till date. Um, so find a mentor who can guide you and help you achieve that next milestone in your career. Lastly, learn and upskill constantly. So CTFs, take part in CTFs, trainings, technical workshops that occur at the conference, which are related to the job role that you're applying for. Make sure you focus on strengthening the understanding of your security fundamentals. Constantly apply your knowledge, identify your knowledge gaps, and learn tools that can help in your current job role, because that will give you an edge over others who are applying for the same job role. But this has been the top things that I have followed and greatly benefited from. I hope you find it useful as well. But if you want to chat more about my journey, or if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. And please do connect with me on LinkedIn. But I'm super excited to have had this opportunity to share my learnings today. Hope you all have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you. Over to you, Rutu.
Thank you, Vaishnavi. Like I said, Vaishnavi is somebody who I personally have witnessed on the other side of the table at our AWS security booth when she when she came and visited our booth as a student, and now she is on the other side of the table where she's representing AWS security as an industry professional. So the one thing I would like to share is that once you have a vision, once you decide what you want to do and how you want to shape your cybersecurity journey, never hesitate. Never hesitate of asking for questions, never hesitate reaching out for any help. And you can always learn from other people. You can always learn from digital sources, but also through your network. So make the best out of your LinkedIn professional network or any other network where you see any women who is trying to enhance their security journey, who is trying to make a big stars, or even just beginning their journey. From everyone's experience you will learn a lot of things. Never be afraid of just raising your hand and asking for help, because our entire VCS community is super helpful and they'll be very, very happy to help you and shape your entire journey. So our entire motive for this webinar is to share how things helped us from a student till an industry professional, and you can learn from those tips and tricks and guidance, and that way you can also start building your journey. uh, we have almost last 15 to 20 minutes left, and I want to start jumping into a question so that we can address those questions and make the best out of the last part. So I'm gonna go with the questions, and the first question I'm seeing is from JKYOP. Can I have some insight on what I can do to discover what aspect of cybersecurity I like seeing? That it's a very wide field. So if you are somebody who is very new to cybersecurity field, the first thing I would suggest you to do is Identify what are the different cybersecurity areas: application security, offensive security, defensive side of security, red teaming, blue teaming, testing, software security. There are tons of security field, vulnerability security. So the first thing is that I will share that entire map. One of my friend has shared that thing on his Instagram global page. So I will share that entire map with all of you, post this presentation on my LinkedIn. You can go and dive into each area of security and then start figuring out which makes you more interested and excited to jump your career in. So if you are somebody new, don't limit yourself. Make sure to have a very well knowledge on each area of security, and then don't limit yourself towards the beginning of your career. Later on the career part, you can be a more focused in one specific part of security, but when you're starting your career, give yourself enough chance to sort of discover all the security fields nicely. um the next question.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
I'd like to add on to that, Rutu. So it can really be confusing, especially when you're a student and when you're starting out in cybersecurity. One thing that I follow is I attend a lot of talks, go to a lot of talks, um, understand and see if that topic excites you, and then try to understand like what the job responsibilities are, and with the help of your networking at the conference, try to find people, a lot of people who are currently working in that role. And that way, you would be able to get more insights and make a better decision whether or not you want to go into that field. But like you mentioned, the options are huge. So, WiCyS conference is the best place for you to, get all the insights from and make a decision on where you want to continue.
Also, the other thing I would suggest is to try to go for there are so many awesome Instagram influencer and women in cybersecurity field in general, not just VCs. So try to follow their pages and learn about what are other different security fields they are diving into. From there also you'll learn a lot of stuff. We spend a lot of time scribing through social media or watching YouTube videos and stuff. So utilize these platforms to follow right people, to understand what all things they are currently researching on and learning all. So utilize YouTube channels, utilize Instagram influencer, cyber influencer. For that matter, add people on LinkedIn. Like just search application security, and whichever people pops up and wherever you see the post and things like that, search for those things. Write down penetration testing, or write down offensive security, or write down defensive security, write down digital forensics, and then start. The best way is to spend enough time on your daily routine. For example, design your calendar that on Monday I'm going to dive into instant response, on Tuesday I'm going to dive into application security. Give yourself enough time to dive into each area, to connect to right people, to learn from their experiences, and then at the end just make a revision of all those things in your mind and find the best field which you are wanting to. For that, go also for some free and open certifications. There are tons of open source resources available online which you can refer to. There are also some certifications. There are also some pre-recorded expert sessions. So we have tons of resources. It's in your hand how to dive deep into each resources and make the best out of it. I'll jump to the next question. So somebody has written, you started young. What about someone who is almost 60 and is trying to break into cybersecurity? That's a very good question. And this actually brings me a very nice memory of this year's VCS conference, where I have a lady who was nurse, and she was, I think, almost 55, and she attended our booth. And she asked me the same question that, hey, I want to start shaping my cybersecurity journey. The first thing I suggested her was to start from basics, start from very fundamental, like understanding how operating system works, how computer network work, what are the basic A, B, C, D, and Z's of computer science world. Starting from there, then there are so many internships available which are not age limiting. Even if you are 60 or if you are 24, it doesn't matter. Those internships provides you an opportunity to sort of start your hands-on practical experience in live security attacks, or maybe sort of provide your use case studies to understand what all tools you can apply to investigate XYZ attack, or what all methodologies you can use for investigating and diving into. So despite of what age is yours, you can still apply for those internship. You can still talk to people. You can still offer working like as a freelancing if you're not being offered a paid internship, and through that you can start gaining experience and building your network. This is not limited to any individual one. Everything is available, for all sort of audiences. So learning has no age. Even I'll be turning, whenever I'll be 60, I'll still be learning a new thing. So even if you are 60, I would suggest to gaining your skills, contacting and reaching out to people. And internship is a first step for you who has no experience and no background in cybersecurity. Offering working or understanding or learnings under somebody for free, that would also be a first step to start your journey. Are we going to have a copy of this recording? Yes, you. This recording is going to be available to all the participants, and VC's team is going to send out this recording to all of them. How can I find a mentor? So there are different ways to find a mentor. If you are part of VC's community has a very nice mentor mentorship program. That's when you can submit an application as a mentee, and you can define what specific area you want a mentor for. Once you submit those applications, VC's team does an awesome job, because they also, when they send out an application for mentee, they also send out an application for mentorship. That's when all mentors, we submit our names and we put our names for helping other people. So once you submit your application as a mentee, all VC's team is going to put you in touch with the suitable mentors who are available and who are ready to assist you for helping you out shaping your VC's journey or for your cybersecurity journey. So one option is through VC's mentor mentorship program. Second option is by reaching out to people on LinkedIn. So you can simply, for example, I remember myself reaching out to our SANS instructor that time when I was taking training in SANS forensics. I reached out to that instructor saying that, hey, I had an awesome time by going through XYZ courses. I'm more interested in diving deep into forensics world. Based on your experience or based on your workshop, which I attended at XYZ event, would you be open to have just like a 30-minute sync bi-weekly or something like that? Start with a quick syncs. If they agree, and once you have a bonding with the mentor, once you know exactly what all ways your mentor can help you, you can enhance your mentorship. Also, I will also strongly suggest you to not limit your mentors by only one person. Based on your fields, you can, reach out to different mentors. If you want to shape your security journey in incident response and forensics, you can reach out to me, or you can reach out to, for that, all the available VC's members who are there. If you, for the other people, for example, if there are women of color, or if you want to shape your cybersecurity journey from management perspective, you can reach out to somebody else, like who is specifically handling things from management perspective. If you want to shape your journey as a project manager or technical program manager, reach out and try to find out those sort of mentors. So identify where you need mentorship, reach out to people on LinkedIn, prepare a very well framed request LinkedIn message, send out to them, have some patience. If they don't reach out to you immediately, after a week, send a reminder. So through LinkedIn messages also you can find mentors, and through networking events as well. There are tons of cybersecurity conferences happening in each and every part of this world. Try to go and attend those conferences in person, try to bond with people, try to request them, make a business relationship there, and that's how you can find new mentors as well. So through VC's mentorship program, through LinkedIn, or by attending in-person events and finding mentors. Vaishnavi, do you want to add anything about that?
Yeah, so I just wanted to add one point. For someone who's absolutely new to mentorship programs, who have never been part of it, I was part of group mentoring programs. So group mentorship programs are a great place to start with, where you not only connect with your mentor, who is an industry expert in a specific field, you also get to expand your network, because there are other 4 to 5 people who are attending the same group sessions every month with your mentor, and you can learn and share from each other.
Thank you. I see one more question from Binti Tech System. I want to start my journey as a SOC analyst. Is it hard to get into that field? That's a very nice field. First of all, SOC analyst journey is not definitely nothing is difficult to get into. It's just you taking right steps and putting consistency and hard work into that. For you, for example, starting your SOC analyst journey, I would suggest, based on your experience, based on your knowledge, based on your skill set, try to put you in the tier. Do you come into a beginner? Do you come into internship level? Do you come into intermediate? Do you come into expert or whatever? So put yourself into those tier. Try to identify people who you can reach out to for requesting a referral to get into XYZ company. When it comes to what all skill sets you would require, I would suggest there are tons of open source tools and courses available in order to learn and enhance your SOC analyst journey, because you start from a level zero of incident response. How to explicitly investigate an incident, start from a root cause to the impact analysis and to a precautionary stage. So going through that entire cycle by using different tools, by using different methodologies, you can, uh, shape your SOC journey as a defender. uh, I have discussed about this during my Instagram takeover. So also, if you have some time, try to review that Instagram takeover, which is available on VC's Instagram page, official page. You'll see AWS security. That's where I have talked about what all skill set you as an intern, or you as a somebody who is intermediate level or beginner level wants to jumpstart their security journey. So you can refer to that takeover, and definitely it's not hard to get into that field. What is the hope of international students that need visa sponsorship in tomorrow's career fair? Recruiters on LinkedIn does more of a ghosting. So this is a very nice question, because I myself also am an international student. So I came as a on a student visa when I come to United States in 2018, and when I was applying for full-time application when I graduated in 2020, I was also seeing in a lot of security positions where security clearance is required or US citizenship is required. But I would say that there are other tons of opportunities as well where they don't require security clearance or they don't require US citizenship. So definitely there are positions out there where we guys fit in as an international students. And slowly, once your company files for your work visa or for your green card and stuff like that, you can also start a process for getting either security clearance or for other approvals or whatever you need. So hope for international students for getting into cybersecurity field. You are seeing two international women who are currently working for AWS security, Amazon security. So definitely the hope is there, and the same thing, it's there for all the other organizations as well. So definitely there are chunk of positions available out there. Luckily now, when the market is very nice, you will see a lot of positions. So I would highly suggest, even if recruiters are ghosting you on LinkedIn, try to reach out to other recruiters. If one person is not helping, reach out to five more people. At least one of them will get a response. So do not give up if someone is not responding or ghosting you. Send the same request message to 10 other recruiters and then keep an eye on whosoever responds back, because you will at least get a help from one or two for sure. So that will definitely help.
There's one other thing that I'd like to add to this. So while I was at the WiCyS conference, attending the career fair, one important thing that I did is I made a list of companies that are, having a booth at the conference, and I did a little bit of research looking at sample jobs on the LinkedIn and trying to figure out whether or not they recruit international students, whether they require security clearance or citizenship for the individual to perform certain roles. So that sort of made my process easier and helped me prioritize which booths I need to attend at the career fair. So that's something to look out for, and like do if you do a little bit of research right before the career fair, then I think you'll have a good time. And there's still hope, as you can see. We have gone through the same journey, so there's definitely hope.
There is a very nice question. How well can I prepare and expect for tomorrow's job fair to stand a chance as an IS auditor? So, first of all, like you all know, tomorrow is Women in Cybersecurity International Career Fair. So, first of all, me and Vaishnavi would invite you all to visit our booth at Amazon/AWS Security. Please visit us, and we also have a lot of open job positions and stuff like that. So, make sure to have your resume when you visit our booth. Now, how well you can prepare? These are some very important bullet points I would highly suggest you when you visit any company's booth or during the career fair. The very first thing is have your very well structured resume. Now, when I'm saying very well structured resume, I would highly focus for one page resume rather than having 3 pages, because no recruiter in first glance would have time to go through 3 pages. So have a one page, very well framed resume ready. Second thing is shortlist the positions which you are looking for. Don't go to XYZ company's booth and ask, hey, are there any open positions? No one would know which specific area you are more interested in. So go to that company's website, on job portal, identify which positions you are specifically interested in, have a list of those positions. When you go and visit a specific booth and specific person, first step is to greet them with a very nice message. Second step is to share your resume, and third step is send out those links which you are interested in, so that that specific individual who is representing that company, for example, I'm representing AWS Security, if someone would reach out to me, she'll share her resume and she'll set 3 job posting which she's interested in. What am I going to do is I'm going to post those job posting, I'm going to share that resume, I'm going to have that resume with me, and we will pass that resume to our internal VCs organization for sharing it to all the other hiring managers and things like that. So if you have those things handy, that helps the person to help you more nicely, rather than going an open handed question like, can you pass me the links? You can go to those job portal website and identify those links. How you can get the best out of is passing those link and resume to the right person, and make sure that your resume reach out to the right person. Second thing is, for example, I am working for incident response, forensics, and malware program area. So if you are talking with me, what you can get the best out is, first is having your resume. Second thing is passing me your job links. Third thing is asking me the right questions. For example, hey Rutu, I also want to start my career in forensics. Which certifications would you suggest for me to go? What are the open source, freely available certifications? What are some paid certifications which I've got? How should I invest my time in investigation perspective, or artifact analysis perspective, or artifact capturing perspective? So reach out to, or if you don't want to dive into incident response, ask me a question. Hey Ritu, I want to get into application security, can you reroute me to the person who is from application security, so that I can pass you that person's contact and you can talk with them. So these are some getaways which would benefit you out of visiting those career fair booth, rather than randomly going and visiting those booths. So step one is have your resume ready. Step two is have your job posting links handy. Step three is write down 2 or 3 specific questions which you want to ask to that person. And step four is get the names and LinkedIn contacts of the person post career fair, where you can continue the conversation or request a referral. So these are the things which are applicable for anyone who is visiting tomorrow's career fair. Uh, we have a question. Does VCs offer internships? That question I would say is better for VCs team to answer, but VCs does have a lot of organization who offers internship. So for example, tomorrow's career fair is the best platform to start reaching out to all those organizations and requesting for career fair and for full-time job positions as well.
Yeah, there's also one thing that different companies, put out their job posting at different times. So it's important that, like, if you know someone from within the company, it's best to ask for referral. Or if you know someone who's already in a job role, you can check with them on when, internships will open up with their team. So that'll be a good starting point.
We have a question from Sumana. Hi, I'm Sumana. I'm currently based in Chicago, looking for a job opportunities as cybersecurity analyst. Can you please help me with how to enhance my skill sets for the same? Hi, Sumana. Thank you for asking that question. What we can offer you in terms of help is, if you can share your resume with me and Vaishnavi on LinkedIn, so that we both can review what are your existing skill set, and then we can have a chat with you on what specific position. When you say cybersecurity analyst, it opens a lot of doors. So which specific field you are interested in, we will review your resume, and then we can provide you suggestion that, hey Sumana, you should do XYZ things in order to make it more stronger, or in order to raise chances for you to get scrutinized or shortlisted. So I think that one-on-one discussion would be more helpful for you, rather than just giving broad answers.
Yeah, I think there's another question from Ria Gajar, which is very similar. So, like, how would like a person break into cybersecurity without any experience, like just being a student doing cybersecurity PG certificate. So to answer your question, just like Rutu said, try to get internships at companies, attend career fairs, and also try to work under someone who like who's already into your dream role. And I can only offer specific guidance once I look at your resume and understand what specific role within cybersecurity you're trying to target. So please feel free to reach out to us.
We can take one last question, but I think I don't have enough time. But this is not the end for us to help you guys out. So feel free to reach out to me and Vaishnavi both. My name is Ritu Atalia, and this is Vaishnavi Sridhar. You can reach out to us on LinkedIn. You can reach out to us for asking for help for resume reviews, asking for mentorship or anything. We would be happy to help you guys out. Thank you very, very much for attending today's webinar. I hope that through our journeys, you guys could take away from this, you guys could learn from these slides will be shared with you so that you can refer to them post webinar as well. We are very happy to have you all today with us today, and thank you very, very much. You all have a wonderful day ahead. Take care of yourself.